is one of my favorite things I've ever thrifted. As you can see, it says, in case of accident, my blood type is Mountain Dew. And I love Mountain Dew. I personally love thrifting. It helps the environment, improves worker conditions, creates diverse and unique fashion, and it just brings a lot more joy to your life. I've been thrifting my entire life. I would go thrifting with my family because we couldn't afford a lot of things, so we went thrifting for our clothes, bed things, dishes, movies, pretty much anything we had in our house was almost always thrifted. I still thrift today because I am a poor college student. A lot of my clothes are thrifted and most of my dishes are thrifted as well. I also love to thrift things like records, decor, and just many different fun things. Thrifting also helps remove the guilt of fast fashion and supporting things that destroy the environment. And it brings joy and meaning to the things that you're wearing. So it's unique pieces and not just something that everyone else has. So what is thrifting alternative to? Fast fashion. So fast fashion is when companies like H&M, Forever 21, Old Navy create a ton of clothes and people buy them right away. Then they go out of style in like a month or two, and then they just keep reproducing things. So a lot of waste happens with these clothes and they end up in a lot of landfills. So fast fashion is ruining our environment, and they also treat their workers really poorly. According to Water Calculator, the average American throws away 70 pounds of clothing every year. And according to Echo, every year Americans throw away about 10.5 tons of clothing, even after secondhand shops. So think about how much clothing is being put in landfills every single day, and we're just running out of room because a lot of the times they aren't decomposing anymore because they're made out of a lot of plastic. We also now purchase 60% more than we did in 2000, and all those clothes that we buy are kept for half as long now. So it's really just an exponential amount of waste that's happening. Thrifting also uses a lot less water and energy than fast fashion does. According to a water calculator again, it takes up to 2,700 liters of water to make the cotton for just one shirt, and jeans take about 8,000 or more liters of water. So that's just one pair of jeans. Pesticides also are used a lot with cotton for making clothing, especially cotton, and so that affects the soil and water, and those things can't be used again. So just looking at your outfit now, think about how much water, energy, and pesticides were used to make that, and that's kind of insane to think about. So what can you personally do to help prevent things in fast fashion and things like this? Thrifting. So thrifting and so recycling and reusing clothes uses just 2.6% of the energy and water that it does for fast fashion. And also make sure lot of less clothes end up in the landfills because you're buying those clothes that would, and you're also not buying the clothes from the fast fashion companies. Another thing about fast fashion companies, according to a Princeton article, is that they like to move their companies and their workers overseas. That way they can avoid the harsh laws against environmentally harmful things and also workers' rights and things like that. So their workers often sleep on the floor, are paid very poorly, and they're just affecting the environment in such a negative way. So that's another reason if you shop and you thrift shop in America, especially, we aren't supporting those companies and you know that you're doing the right thing. Also, Goodwill provides jobs for people. Also, DI, Desert Industries, Idaho Youth Ranch, all these different thrift stores create better worker environments for people. So they provide jobs for people that can't normally get the normal jobs, and so they help train them to get those other jobs and just give them some sort of income, which really helps them. And this is so much better, especially compared to the jobs that fast fashion give people, like sweatshops and also child labor, which is incredibly awful. So thrifting can also benefit you as a person, not just the environment and other people. Thrifting is so much cheaper than buying other clothing. I have found some of my favorite things, like that shirt, for like $2, and that's so much better than even a $10 shirt at H&M. Thrifting also is cheap for high-quality clothing. According to an article from State News, the quality of clothing was so much better just a few years ago than it is now, because now it's so much more polyester. So when you buy clothes from the thrift shop, those clothes are made much better and will last you much longer. So when you thrift these clothes, you're going to have pieces that last with you for many, many years. This also makes that the clothing that you buy is unique, fun, and exciting, and you really like it. All the clothes that I've thrifted, I've never seen on other people, and so this just makes me feel so much better about my fashion sense and helps me express what I want as well. My coworkers often tell me that I dress like a grandma, but I don't have a problem with that because that's how I like to dress, and thrift shopping is perfect for that. It also is just a fun experience. One of my favorite things to do on my days off is just go to the thrift store and try to find something new, something fresh, a t-shirt, a crew neck, even some jeans. I love thrifting. A lot of the dresses that I did for my school dances, I thrifted. And the only thing I had to do was upcycle them. So according to Dakota Student, upcycling is taking a piece of clothing and making it more to your liking or more fashionable, which itself allows you to save money. So I would either just add sleeves so it was more modest, or add length, take it in a little bit, and this was so much cheaper than a $50 or $100 prom dress that you're only going to wear once. I also love to thrift my jeans because the quality of them lasts much longer than the ones I buy from like Old Navy. Those would last me just a few months. The jeans that I have from the thrift store are now running on about 2 years each. And I also love thrifting sweaters and shirts. Those are some of my favorite things to do because I can find unique things. So a few thrifting tips that State News has is to check your zippers to make sure they actually work, and also look for stains to see is this something you can actually fix. Other tips I have is to think to yourself, do I already have something like this, or what would I wear, or would I want to spend more money on this if it was in an actual store and I'm not just buying it because it's $2. So I understand that thrifting isn't reasonable for everyone. Sometimes fast fashion is the only way you can go, and that's totally fine. We aren't expected to be perfect in this way. But I encourage you to just start. Just go thrifting and find one shirt, one pair of jeans, or a bowl or something that can just help you fall in love with the experience. Because when you thrift, you reduce water and energy, you improve work environments, and you give yourself long-lasting and unique fashion pieces. So this is why I love thrifting and why you should too. Thank you.